going on? Average Tech Guy here. Today we're back. More tech, more reviews. Right here in front of me today, I got a very reflective OLED display. Now this is the DUOONE OLED SPAN from the company InnLead. I think it may be worth your while to check this out. So let's talk about it. All right, so here we go. Now, just to give you a few specs about this device, this thing has dual 13.3-inch OLED displays on it. You can see one on top, one on bottom. It has a resolution of 1920 by 2160, so you're gonna get real nice full HD visuals on here. The response time is 1 millisecond. It weighs in not that heavy, like pound and a half or so, maybe 2 pounds, not too much. You're gonna get some ports. I'll show you all the ports on it. You'll see all the buttons on it. It's actually compatible with PC. It's compatible with Mac. It's compatible with Nintendo Switch, your Steam Deck, Android, everything except for, well, it is compatible with iPad, but I'll show you what it doesn't do with iPad. Like, it does a lot of different things with different devices. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So in the box, you are going to get a USB-A to USB Type-C cable, and then you are going to get a 30-watt adapter. This is GaN technology built into it, and you do get a USB Type-C to C cable. This is what I usually connect with, or I either connect with one of my data cables. So today we'll be connecting with this. So we'll check that out in just a minute. Now let's talk about the ports on it. So when you flip over, you will see it's a lot of fingerprints on the back. I have been using this because we've been testing it out. So as you can see right here on the side, you do get 2 mini HDMI and you get 2 USB Type-C. One is for display, one is for power only. Okay. And then on the other side, this is where all your buttons are, your toggles to turn up your brightness and control your menu and to change screens and things like that. You do get a nice sturdy stand. Now this stand is awesome. It's going to get you just about any angle that you need. So we like that a lot in a stand. Very sturdy. You see it, like, it does not give. So in the stand actually has little grips on the bottom, and there are grips on the bottom of the actual screen itself. All right, so over here to my left, I got my Z Fold 6, and we're just gonna grab a power cable, because if you wanna connect to your Samsung devices, you gotta have a power cable connected. So we're gonna go into the power only port right there. And then that's gonna give us our power, and this is gonna give us our. So typically when you start it up with a phone like this, an Android device, it is going to come on in DeX mode first. So you'll automatically get that DeX mode. Unless you turn that off, you can actually toggle to where that is off. But when you have it in DeX mode, this is what your screen is going to look like. You cannot put DeX mode on the full thing. Let me show you. So these are your toggles right here. This is how you're gonna change everything. If you press that button and you scroll down, it's gonna say, hey, what do you got? We got Type-C. It's just gonna do this. If you come down here and do the exact same thing, we're gonna press this button right here, and we're gonna go all the way down to sequence and press sequence, and sequence will make everything the full screen. When you hit sequence, DeX is still going to register on both halves. Now you can actually flip this around so that, you know, the other person can see it. And I'll just show you. Holding down this top button will actually flip that display. So now if you're doing something over here and you want your partner to see what you got going on, you can actually just do it that way. Now, this is a touch display. That is one of the best features. I don't want it to do that, but I do want to enlarge it. So this is one of the best features, because this touch display, and I don't know how to get back from out here. There we go. This touch display allows you to do a lot more things with this device. Now we're going to go back home. And like I said, if you got somebody over here that wants to do something, you can do something over here. Everything works really well. Now we're going to take it out of DeX mode. And when you take it out of DeX mode, it is actually just going to show what is on my screen over here. And it's still flipped. So we're going to hold this button down again. We can find it. And we're going to just flip that right back over. And now it looks like a replica of my screen. And this can still be toggled. It can still be touched. It is very bright right now, but you can control your brightness. I'm over here, you can toggle down. That is your direct brightness. And you can even go into the main settings by pressing button, going back. I hit the wrong button, y'all. Forgive me. And if you press button here, it will give you your full menu of everything that you can go through and toggle, and you flip through. And when you're done, press the button. It takes you back to home screen. Now, just to show you that this does work pretty well, right? So one of the biggest things I always like to show people on this when I see people is the fact that I can actually play like games on here. So the games that I have, and I really don't want to turn the screen sideways, but I can. Oh, it's not gonna make me turn it sideways. Perfect. So So I did mention that I was going to show you more about the iPad with this and what it does not allow you to do. Well, first off, the touch display does not work accurately. As I'm touching in different spots, you can notice my cursor is just jumping around on that display. And then when I come over here, just to make sure that my stage manager is on, we got stage manager on and it's just showing up on both displays. If I turn stage manager off, we still get the same exact thing. So as far as using this as a second display for your iPad or a second and a third display for your iPad, it's a no-go. You're not going to be able to get the full benefit of Stage Manager on this using your iPad, but they do not advertise this working with your iPad. So just keep that in mind when you're purchasing this display. But this display does work perfectly with your MacBook. Now, once you're using your MacBook, it does continue to act as a touch display. Works a whole lot better at touch versus your iPad itself. So unlike the iPad, I can bring my cursor down here and let's just say I want to open up a project or open up an application. I can open that up. And these are video games that I have on my device in the Delta app. And sound is going to come from over here on my computer. But for the most part, I can use this as my display as I'm playing video games and things of that nature, which I'm a big gamer. And this will really come in handy, especially on vacations. So all in all, no matter what device you're going to be using, whether it's your Android phone playing the games where the screen is actually split, whether it's your computer while you're doing productivity or maybe watching movies, remember your iPad is not going to work as well as these other devices will, but it's going to work with those Android devices as well as your Nintendo Switch and your MacBook and your Windows PC. So it's a really good device. It comes in handy. The only thing I wish that we had was a case to fit this in, or even if it folded in half, that would be awesome. But they do have a version that would fold, but I would just like a case for this one because I don't want it to get scratched up. It's nice and shiny and neat, and I like it a lot. I'm sure you will too. So I'm going to drop a link below. You'll be able to check this out for yourself. Until next time, Average Tech Guy out. Peace.